This video is going to show you how to create a Google Hangout and then share that link with your students. First, you go to your stick email, you go into calendar, and from the calendar you would choose a day, and I'm going to make an event. I'm going to call this office hours. And I want this to be office hours for my English class 101. You would choose the time and the day, and you might want to have your office hours be a little bit extended because that means you can be in the Google Hangout and students can drop in as needed. I'm going to call this virtual. And right here, you would add conferencing. And you're going to add the Hangouts meeting. Now, right here we have the Hangouts meeting, and that is the meeting link that your students would be joining you at. So this is your meeting. That's where your students can join the link at the time and the date that you have indicated, and you will be on the Google Hangout. However, if we expand that box, you will get not only the meeting ID and the link, but you will also get a phone number and a PIN number. If your students want to phone in, if they only have access to a telephone, this is also something you want to include to your students. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this, we're going to close this, and we're going to save this. Then you would go up and you would save. Now here's my event. It's a Google Hangout. It's on Tuesday at 9 to 11, and it's going to be a Hangout which I will go into, and then I will share that link with my students. Sharing the link with your students can occur in a couple of ways. First of all, you can go inside of this event by double-clicking. There's all the information that my students are going to need. I can go up to the little pencil and edit, and right over here, I could add my guests. Now your students will probably not come into your automatic add colleagues list because their email at Stick is at students.stick.edu. However, if you go over to your web advisor and you log into your class, at the bottom of the web advisor, just below their profiles and just above where you can email from there, you could grab all of their emails and you could pour them in here. That's one way. You could also take this information, you could copy all of this information, you could go back over to WebAdvisor and you could email them directly from WebAdvisor and you're done. They will have the information. It will invite them to the meeting. If they want to come, they can come. That's option number 2. Option number 3 is to take all of this information and copy it. And for those using Blackboard, this will look familiar to you. I could go into my announcements. I could create a new announcement. And I could say office hours for Monday, whatever the date is. I can roll down. I can go here. I can put in that link. And then I can tell them, students, I will be at my computer and on a Google Hangout. Please join me if you can. And then you would just go down to the submit button and you would submit. And that information will go out to your students just as it would any other announcement that you send out. Now you have indicated to your students, you've invited them to the event, and on Monday, when you're ready to go to your office hours, I would say about 5 minutes prior to the start time, you would double click, you would join your meeting. You can join your meeting with your camera on or camera off. I'm going to go with camera off. And you would start up your join meeting, and now your Google Hangout is occurring. Now, obviously, it's not occurring because it's not Monday, but now your office hours are happening, and your students will start pouring into the class. And you may then, if you'd like, once they are all in class, announce to them and say hello, ask them to verify that they are okay with having you record the event. You can do that by having them turn on their microphones and say yes. You can have them say yes inside of a chat. And then you come down over here. You have to hover at the bottom of the window, and you'll come over here to more options, and you'll press the record meeting button. You will ask one more time to accept and the consent of your invitees to come into the meeting. You say accept, the record button will start, and anyone who is attending the meeting should receive at the end a recording of the meeting, and that will come inside of their Google Drive. You might have some students that are working, some students that might not be feeling well enough to attend a meeting, or that just couldn't make it because that was their time to run out to the grocery store or do whatever they needed to do in their busy, busy lives right now. This is why you want to record any of your office hours, obviously, particularly anything that has to do with a larger group. Once you're done with your meeting, your entire meeting is finished, you say goodbye to your students, you stop your recording. Stop the recording, and now you can go back to your Google Drive and retrieve the recording. Depending on the length of your recording, Google has been turning around Google Hangouts and anywhere between an hour to 2 or 3 hours. It's been pretty fast. We don't know how long that will keep up, but again, it depends on the length of the meetings. So be patient if things are not showing up immediately. But let's go back and have a look at a previously recorded meeting and see how you're going to share that now with students. So now I'm back in my Google Drive, and if you do several meetings, Google will create a folder for you, and you just open up that folder and you will see your meetings all lined up. Usually the most recent one is at the top. What you do is you go into that by right-clicking on it, and all of the permissions for Google sharing are pretty much the same. That's a Google document, a Google Sheet, Google Slide, Google Hangout, recording. You will right-click. You can grab a shareable link, but first you want to double-check your permissions. This is extremely important. So you click on Share, and again, you can pour in all of your emails from your class, and you can add your students there. You're going to want to double check that they can view that. But the best and easiest way to do it is to go into Advanced and then go into Change. And normally the default is somewhere down here in the specific people or in anything. I recommend that anyone with the link can view the video, and then you click Save. Once you've done that, you have a link to share. You'll share that link, and then you'll go back over to either email and send it to them, or you can go to WebAdvisor and send them the link, or you can go back into Blackboard, and I'm going to show you how to create an item and then log all the recordings of all of your office events. So we'll go back to Blackboard. So now I'm back on Blackboard. I'm going to go up to my course information because you want to keep this information pretty high in the navigation for your students. And you're going to go into Build Content and build an item. I'm going to call this my Office EDG 101 Office Hours Recordings. Make it a title that will be understandable. I'm going to call that one March 30th, 2020 Office Hours Recording. You can then indicate if you missed this session, please Take time to watch. And then you can say, click here. You can highlight that. You're going to go up to the recording link, and you will get a little pop-up. And in the pop-up, you will then add your link path. You will target that in a new window. You will label it the March 30th office hour recording. And you will click in the bottom right-hand corner, Insert. Now this is linked. So when students go to that, it will go right over to the recording. We'll show you that in a second. And you can then attach anything you'd like to attach and click Submit. Now for the students, we'll go in there as the student view. And now under course information, students can see all of the office hour recordings. They can click right here and they will be driven right over to their Google Drive, and they can start watching.
You will get a copy of
their video right there. Then the next one you can put right on top of here. So always the most current office hour recording is at the top of this list. And that is how you create an event inside of your Google Calendar. You share that event, you have created an announcement, or you have shared it out with WebAdvisor emails or a regular Gmail email. Then you have recorded the office hour in Google Hangout, and then you have shared the link back to your students, either again via email or in an announcement and in course information where you've logged all of those recordings. Please reach out to Digital Learning at stick.edu if you have any questions. You can jump on a one-to-one session and we will walk this process through with you slowly, and we hope to get everyone on some type of video conferencing tool of your choice and get you connected with your students. As always, stay well and reach out if you need anything. Thank you.